Yeah, true. That's totally fine. So, how are you doing, and how is your English journey going on? Your English teaching in school and your life, how everything is going on?
Yes, everything is going tremendous and fantabulous, I would say. And whenever I connect with you, so you always, uh, feel me like I'm connecting with foreigner. You are the only one people made me feeling I'm connecting with foreigner. Really.
I'll take it as a gratitude from your side, and thanks for your kind words. And secondly, you know what? I'm in dilemma. I'm a bit confused. The way I speak, the accent which I got unconsciously, is it a blessing for me or curse for me? Because there are many people who always appreciate me for my way of speaking, for my this neutral accent. But at the same time, there are many people they always curse me, they troll me, they mock me that Shiv, being an Indian, you have to speak like an Indian. Don't
Mhm.
try to pretend that you are a native speaker of English because you are not. And I kept saying, this is my natural way of speaking. I'm not pretending and I'm not even trying to fake my accent because if you come to my home and you talk, it's because I'm speaking right. So I don't even know what is pretending means and all. This is my natural way of speaking.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think all are accepted through my side, and it's very, very attractive, I would say, to express yourself into this. Many of them I have been getting, they are able to fix their sentence as well with the grammar. But whatever accent do you have, it doesn't matter. But how tremendously are you talking to people with accuracy? It's matter a lot. So I'm really glad to have session with you ever.
Yeah. In fact, you can easily identify the. Okay, fine. Let me ask this question first. Okay. For example, if you want to identify the person with whom you are talking, if he is using a foreign accent, so how would you identify whether he is pretending or he has the same natural accent the way he is speaking? How do you identify?
Yeah, it's very easy. I have to observe their way of talking, and if they have been pretending, that is the certain thing they must get fumble middle of conversation. Fumbleness, I can get instant fear over their face by making mistake in a few of sentence in pronunciation of the words. So this way I can detect any person. They are really pretending like to be a native speaker or they really are perfect into this.
Yeah, that's correct. Say, one thing that I've observed that the one who is trying to pretend that he is really good at any native speaker's accent, for example, American, British, Canadian, Scottish, and there are so many other accents. So what will happen when he will talk? He will take a lot of time to speak because he has to think first, right? Second thing, when he would speak English, his pronunciation will a bit different from all other speakers. Sometimes he would pronounce the word as like Indian, sometimes would pronounce words like American, and would pronounce words like a Britishers, right? Second thing. Third thing, when he would speak, you know what? His speaking would be very irritating to your ears. You feel, oh God, yeah, to whom I'm talking with. I should not talk with this guy. Because when you try to fake something, that can easily reflect in your face, in your voice. So, in order to attain the level of native speaker's accent, and in order to speak like a native speaker, you honestly reduce or lose your own natural way of speaking, right?
You're right.
And I would
I'm also
say
relating my
English,
opinion.
yeah,
You're
and
right.
English is that when you talk to someone, the person with whom you're talking, you should make him feel that he wants to talk to you again and again. Like that kind of conversation should be there. But if you are talking and after that he is not even ready to talk with you, now you can understand at what level you are and how do you sound when you try to fake any accent. So that's what I believe.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. And whatever effort they have been putting over their accent to maintain, okay, for a long period of time to deliver the same tone, intonation into their pronunciation, word, and creating any statement situationally, these kinds of pressure, it must be reflected over their face. They would never looking very confident and determined towards their language, I would say, because naturally you are going to speak in a natural, that is mean effortlessly you are going to deliver statement situationally without putting the pressure upon your face. Your face will be glowing that time, and along with your pronunciation of the word and each and every sentences will be flowing along with the grammar into the right manner. So that is the way of detecting the true person or duplicate person, I would say.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah. And just because of your this statement, suddenly I got one question in my mind. What do you think? What are the differences between accent and pronunciation? Which one is more important for you and why? With a logical reason.
Okay. Actually, according to me, pronunciation is more important than having accent, because accent, that is called the way you speak to people. Okay, the way you deliver the sentence or anything. But pronunciation is the right definition of expressing how sufficient you are into this language and releasing the right answers, relevant answer according to any questions. So that is the only difference. The way you pronounce the word, it would be the proper indication how proficient, sufficient into this language more than adopting any accent. Accent, it would be just express how tenderful you are into this. Your standard, I think, it will be reflected around the people, nothing else.
Yeah, that's correct. True. And as far as my little knowledge concerned about the same question, what I feel pronunciation is something the way you pronounce one single word with the help of its syllabic rule, and it is universal. Means if you know how to pronounce a word correctly, as it should be pronounced, anyone, no matter from which part of globe he or she belongs to, can understand you in the same way as you want to make him understand. It has no restrictions, no boundaries. It is globally accepted,
Yeah,
right? Whereas, on other hand, when I'm saying accent, accent is the way you pronounce the whole sentence. It depends on your way of speaking, your style, depending on your origin, your nationality, the domain from where you belongs to. Accent varies person to person, nation to nation, and culture to culture, right? Every single nation has its own different accent. So, accent has some limitations and boundaries. For example, the one who is from United States having American accent will come to India and if he'll speak in the same accent here in India, so the one who is aware of that accent can easily understand what exactly he is saying. But the one who is not even acquainted with that American accent wouldn't understand that guy. So here accent fails. It has restrictions, right? And coming to the second part of question, which one is more important for me? I would say that try to neutralize your accent and improvise your pronunciation. Which simply means, for example, I hope you have talked with people who are from southern part of India or from eastern part of India. They have a very different accent because of their different dialects and they have MTI issue in their spoken English, mother tongue influence. But if they would practice a lot, they would they can control their MTI issue and they can reduce their mother tongue influence, and that's how they can neutralize their accent, and you would not find any kind of differences between the way they talk and the way other parts of India people talk. Right? Okay. Last one is why pronunciation is important, because no matter which accents do you follow, or maybe American, British, Canadian, Indian, your accent doesn't matter, but your pronunciation matters a lot. So you have to improvise your pronunciation, you have to work upon your pronunciation, because if you pronounce a word correctly, anyone can understand you. So at the end of the day, your understandings matter a lot. So that's why I
Yes.
always give preference to pronunciation. And when I'm speaking, I always try to speak a little bit slow, and I'll take proper pauses. So the person with whom I'm interacting, at least you could understand me the way I want, how I want him to understand.
Yeah, that's the better. That is called good communication to each other. Reducing the level of speed into your speaking way in order to communicate people, in order to convince them. That is the real communication, what I consider. I know also how to speed with the people, but there is no imperative for me to feed myself into this because other people are not able to having the meaning of mind that is mean it is a useless nothing benefit I'm receiving or other candidate with me, right? So yeah, you are
Correct.
right.
And
Okay.
coming back to the next question, I want you to tell me five best qualities of a fluent speaker. It means if one has these five qualities, you would consider him as a fluent speaker. What do you think? What are these five attributes and traits one
five
has?
five five quality na to be a good native speaker out. Okay, I think the
Not
five
natives, good
quality.
speaker.
Okay, they must be proficient into pronunciation of the word and intonations, rhythm, and they have to know where they have to pause and where they have to speak. And the more important part of the any native speaker, they have to be a good listener. Okay, because without completing the proper statement of others' sides, you can't dare to talk to start explaining anything. So you have to wait very peacefully to completing that sentence of others. So five qualities very imperative more than anything to be sufficient and proficient into this language, to be known as a native speaker, good native speaker, I would say.
Okay, so in my case, I would say first thing is your speech. It means it should not be fast. Your pace has to be very slow. When you're speaking, every single thing should be pronounced very clearly. You should not speak like a machine, like a robot, and there's no race at all. You are here, I'm here. We both are talking with each other. We are not running out with our time. We have to take complete time in order to have this conversation. So my speed should be slow so that you can understand me at the same time you can comprehend what exactly I'm speaking. The second one is, as you said earlier, pauses. Pauses are really mandatory because many times I've seen people speak English the way they are reading books. They speak English like they are reading books. They don't know where they have to take pauses, from there have to start again. And just because of that, they lose the beauty of this language. Right? The people who are listening to them, they can't understand what exactly he or she is speaking. The pauses are mandatory. Now, third one is voice modulation. It simply means you need to understand that what kind of emotions and feelings you have when you're speaking, and You need to understand the value of voice modulation, that you can modulate your voice according to the sentence which you want to emphasize, the stuff which you want to highlight over there, the particular content in which you want to him to pay attention, right? So according to your voice modulation, you can do it. The fourth quality is called immersion. I have seen many times, like whenever people speak English, they speak English for the sake of speaking. They are just completing their formality that yes, someone asked me to speak English, so that's why I'm speaking. No, but what I believe, immersion is mandatory, which means if you immerse yourself completely into this language, and when you speak with the deep of your heart, core of your heart, you can actually connect your emotions and feeling with this language, and you can align into right direction. And you will speak English as you can speak at your first language, right?
Yes,
Last but not least, that is called keep enjoying.
but not the least.
Enjoy
But
your
not the
process.
least.
Yeah. And I think you were asking a question to me. Please go ahead.
No, as you mentioned last, but you said me least. Not you didn't say not the least. So I was just correcting.
Oh, okay, fine. Sorry, actually, someone came here. Suddenly, my mind goes there only.
Okay, okay, I
So, that,
understand.
yeah. And yes, if you have any, like, I'm done with my questions. If you have any questions, so you can ask me.